Hello everybody, how are you boxing fellas? Well, this is a very good weekend we got ahead of us. Cinco de Mayo weekend also. Well, let's see. We got first fight is in the cruiserweight division I'm gonna talk about. It's Zurdo Ramirez. Gabriel Zurdo Ramirez is defending his title against his titles, shall I say. Uh, Damn. WBO, WBA. Uh, Against none other than David Benavidez. Yeah, this is David Benavidez' first fight at cruiserweight, and it's gonna be interesting to see how he rose in this division. So Ramirez has been at cruiserweight for since late 23 anyway. Yeah, so he's now already an established cruiserweight, and he won the WBO first title against Chris Billen Smith, and then he also got WBA one against Uniel Dorticos. Two really good wins. You might argue, or no, actually, he won against Arsene Goulamirian. Sorry, the WBA belt. Yeah. So three really good wins. He also beat Joe Smith in his first fight at cruiserweight before that, but all of them on points. So, yeah, Zurdo is not a puncher this weight, definitely, but he hits with really well coordinated punches. He throws a lot of punches. He's got a good technical ability, and for a big guy, especially, and yeah, he looks like he could be a heavyweight. I mean, that's how big he looks. Of course, at this time where you have 6'7" heavyweights, well, quite a lot of them are that size, 6'6", 6'7". A guy who's like just under 6'3" would rather not fight these behemoths. Yeah, David Benavidez. Oh, by the way, the only loss of Ramirez is, of course, to Dmitry Bivol at light heavyweight. Yeah, by the way, at light heavyweight, he knocked out everyone that he beat, which is interesting. But at cruiserweight, yeah, Ramirez doesn't have the power. And but Benavidez, is unbeaten so far, 31 and 0, 25 knockouts. He's got a. He's also at light heavyweight. He never was. I mean, like a very very hard one punch kind of guy, knockout. He didn't have that power, but he does have accumulation power. He can still hit very well. I mean, at light heavyweight, but at cruiserweight, yeah, we don't know. It's a pretty big leap, because even though they are next to each other, these divisions, cruiserweights usually not that many are like 185 or something. They go like they come in at they weigh in at around 200 pounds, but on fight night they come in at above 200 pounds, so they are essentially heavyweights now, most cruiserweights, and or small heavyweights anyway. And Benavidez is just a guy who cannot weigh in that much. He's not a big cruiserweight, even though he's 6'2", he's kind of tall, but yeah, just no. I mean Ramirez, sorry, Benavidez is he's got great abilities, definitely. He doesn't stop throwing, he doesn't stop coming at you, man, and the fighters that have gone the distance with him are, some of the best, like David Morrell and Alexander Gvozdyk, Caleb Plant, those guys. others haven't been able to really, not many others anyway, go the distance. And he was a super middleweight, yeah, that's right, once upon a time. I almost forgot that, but yeah, there he had, I guess, even bigger power. Alright, so what do I expect in this fight? Well, I mean, Ramirez is 34, so he's kind of approaching, the end of he's at the end of his prime and approaching the last leg of his career, and he's already achieved, I think achieved as much as he possibly could. He is a two-weight world champion, three-time, three-belt, and but the problem is, of course, the guy cannot just, he can't really hurt his opponent enough to put him away at this weight, and that might prove crucial, because Benavidez won't stop coming at him until he's destroyed him or simply forced him to take a back step and just be focused on surviving. Yeah, I mean, I still think it will be a pretty even match. I mean, it will be a good fight, but these guys have different styles, really. And Benavidez is more aggressive, of course, while Ramirez tends to take a more of like a boxing approach, usually like, slowly but surely establishing himself, his pace, and with his combinations and all that. What he did against Willem Smith and Dorticos. And yeah, so Benavidez will be looking to throw Ramirez off his game and just overpower him or outwork him anyway to win. So I think I favor Benavidez slightly, yeah, because of the fact, and also Ramirez is kind of slow. He's a big, heavy guy, and he's kind of slow. And Benavidez is not slow. He's more athletic. He's slimmer and all that. He's not that heavy naturally. His body, yeah. But it will be hard for him to get to really hurt Ramirez or get him out of there, especially. All right, so the next one, a huge fight. Inoue versus Junto Nakatani. Finally, that dream fight is coming true tomorrow. Yeah, it's the fight for it all at junior featherweight or super bantamweight. So actually, oh yeah, no, all belts are there. Yeah, Nakatani, he holds the WBC and the IBF titles, right? I think so. Yeah, and in Norway he holds the other ones. Yeah. No, he holds IBF, WBC, and WBO. Okay. Interesting. That means that, yes, Nakatani holds the. Hang on. Doesn't matter really. But, yeah. The ring. No, actually, I think Inoue has all the title. Yeah, Nakatani was, sorry. Got it mixed up. At Bantamweight, he was this champion. Yeah, IBF, WBC. Okay. So he is moving up to challenge the king. Now I know it, the destroyer. A destroyer facing another destroyer. Yeah, interesting fight. I mean, Nakatani ruled at bantamweight pretty long and also won titles at flyweight and super flyweight. And he's just the best opponent for Inoue right now. And even sweeter, both guys are from the same country, of course. It's a huge, gigantic showdown. Does Nakatani have a chance? The basic question. comes to everybody's mind. Does he have a chance to upset Inoue? Yeah, yes, yes, because he's a puncher, really hard one, and he's not just a puncher. He actually can box. He can fight also, you know. So Inoue is the guy that has mostly won. I mean, both of them have mostly won by knockouts, but Inoue has like little higher knockout percentage. And both guys are, well, no, Nakatani is taller also by 3 inches. That's pretty significant. You know at here it says 5'7" and on box rate it's 5'8". But anyway, he's taller. And he's younger by 5 years. Even though I don't think that's gonna make much of a difference right now. Inoue is not at the end of his prime, obviously. He's a beast. Those guys usually last longer on the top, and won't be until like another 3 or 4 years before he starts to feel it, unless he retires, of course, by then. But yeah, I mean, actually, the two, his two last fights both went the distance. So is that saying something? He might be a little kind of, no longer the beast that he was. Well, yeah, I mean, now it's been a while. I mean, he beat Muro Medallia. That's his best recent victory on points. And his last really, like, hot knockout victory was against Luis Neri in 24. When he was first down and then came back to knockout Neri. Yeah, so 32-0, I mean, I think both guys are 32-0, by the way, but Nakatani has 3 more knockouts. Sorry, Inoue. Yeah, well, you know what? I think an upset is very, very possible. Also, despite the fact that Nakatani is coming up from bantamweight, but he's still in his prime, like really, really in his prime years. In his 20s, late 20s. It's like there's a slight difference, and when you start go up in the 30s, your metabolism kind of changes, and you are no longer. I mean, you still have stamina, but maybe there are other factors that can influence you. It's a little harder to cut weight, and might not be struggling to make the weight, but who knows? I mean, as I said, he's at that age where he might well move up to featherweight after this fight. So I would be surprised, like if really destroyed, Nakatani. But I would be surprised. So I think it will be a barn burner fight. Yeah, really. So who wins? I mean, most people will still go for Inoue, but I want to be bold, so I want to say Nakatani. Nakatani upsets Inoue, but I don't know really how. I mean, who knows? He can do it, but he only had one fight at super bantamweight before, and it went the distance, but it was against an unbeaten guy, Sebastian Hernandez Reyes. So it's the guy is solid, obviously, very solid. So no, it will go the distance anyway, most likely, yeah. And either guy can win really, but just for the sake of fun, being kind of a little on the edge, I'll say Nakatani. Even though my reason says I should pick Inoue. But yeah, I want to be naughty and say Nakatani. Right. that would be pretty much all. I mean, there's Mugia also is coming back, but I'm not gonna talk about fights. So just some guy I really don't know much about, and he's not doesn't look like a contender. So yeah. All right, that was it, fellas. I'll see you soon. Bye.